I have made so many mistakes when transforming my rental, and some of them I'm literally still living with. So here's what making these mistakes actually cost me. Hi, I'm Alli and welcome to my channel. I have been giving my rentals makeovers for years now, and I have definitely learned a lot of lessons along the way. And I usually don't talk about the things that I think went wrong or that I wish I wouldn't have done or I wish that I could change. And that is exactly what this video is all about. So let's start right in with the very first one, which is the kitchen in this apartment. I feel like I played it way too safe in this kitchen, and I wish that I would have pushed myself just a little bit more with my design and my vision. I truthfully felt very restricted by the very outdated features in this kitchen, and I felt like that kind of limited my design choice. I went with a white backsplash and a white counter, which definitely is the safe choice, and the reason I kind of went that route to begin with was because I just wanted to have a good base in the kitchen to work with, and also because the appliances were white. But now when I look back at kind of the before and after transformation, it feels like I took this from outdated builder grade kitchen to just kind of a slightly more elevated but still builder grade type kitchen. Like, it's so great on its own, don't get me wrong. I do still love it, and I love how much brightness it brings into the space, but I just keep finding myself wondering what would have happened if I would have picked a different backsplash or a different countertop, or even possibly contact papered the cabinets. I think that there was just so much more that I could have done in this space, and I definitely feel like this will be a room that at some point in the future I will revisit it and give it a little bit of a refresh. It really was the first big makeover in this townhome here, so I think that's kind of what pushed me to play it safe, especially now if you compare it to the powder room, where I went a lot more big and bold, and I just feel like that space feels so much more transformed and way more like me than even this kitchen does. Now, speaking of the powder room, that brings me to my second mistake, which was not ordering enough wallpaper. This one definitely wasted a bunch of time for me when I was putting together the powder room, and that's because at the end I realized I was about a quarter of a roll short of wallpaper. That if I would have just ordered one extra roll, I would have been totally fine, but I found myself just wasting time trying to scrap together little itty bitty pieces and match and align the pattern. And you definitely can't tell when you look at it on video, but I can see it in real life, and it definitely does kind of bug me when I look at it. I know, to like somebody who is not looking for that, they're not going to see it, and that's why I just kind of went with it and went with piecing things together. But at the end of the day, if I would have just bought that one additional roll of wallpaper, I would have saved so much time and so much stress of putting that room together. I was so exhausted by the end of the day after putting all that wallpaper up in such a tiny cramped space and then having to puzzle piece wallpaper pattern together. It was just not it. And so yeah, definitely overbuy your material, and then if you find out that you have extra, you can just return it and get your money back for the material that you didn't need. And I definitely will not be making that mistake again. Another mistake that I find myself making all of the time in my rental is just comparing myself to others, especially people who own their own home or have way prettier, fancier apartments than I do. And I definitely do struggle with that. And I think a lot of us fall into that trap where you see these beautiful homes on Instagram or Pinterest, and they're so perfectly styled and designed, and you want that, but you rent and you're restricted by, well, what you have and what your landlord says you are allowed to do. And so I just find myself all the time falling into that comparison trap of like, I wish that I could have that, or I wish I could do that, or even just like simple things of like being allowed to paint a room. And so it kind of just makes me kind of get a little bit stuck in my head about what I'm going to do and how to move forward, and a little bit of that perfectionism starts to kick in. So what I would say to that is just don't compare yourself to other people's spaces. You can still bring elements of your dream home into your rental. It does not have to be where you're restricted by your beige walls like we have right here. You can take little bits, maybe it's a lamp that you like, or a rug, or even just like a throw pillow to just bring that vibe into your room. I think that kind of overall is more important than trying to create these beautiful Instagram perfect or Pinterest perfect looking rooms in your apartment. We are working with what we have. We are making do with our limitations as renters, and I think that's okay, and definitely a lesson that I've been trying to learn and remind myself of the more and more that I tackle different rooms in my apartment. Now, one of the mistakes I haven't made is investing in quality and timeless pieces, not only for my apartment, but also for myself personally, especially with my favorite Ana Luisa jewelry. And I wanna say thank you to Ana Luisa for sponsoring today's video. You could click back through all of my videos on my channel here, and I am wearing my Ana Luisa jewelry pieces just every single day. I just love how beautiful and quality and, like I mentioned, timeless each and every one of their jewelry pieces are. And Ana Luisa has just sent me a few new pieces, and these are actually going to be gifts that I am giving this year. And let me show you what I picked out for some friends. I cannot wait to gift these and see their reaction to these pieces. So first up, I got this pair of earrings right here. I just think that these are so pretty, and I've actually already gifted a pair just like this before, and they were well loved and well worn, and I knew of another friend who would love this exact same piece, so I'm so excited to gift these and see her reaction when she opens them, because I just think these are just so sweet. And I also have a friend who loves more understated, elevated, timeless jewelry, kind of like those everyday basics that you always grab and put on, or honestly never take off, and that would definitely be this really just adorable pair of mini hoops right here. I think that these are so cute that I think I'm gonna have to get a pair for myself, because I don't have a cute little tiny pair of hoop earrings either, and I just think she's going to love these and probably wear them and just never take them off. I just love that they're a little bit chunkier than your standard little hoop, and they're gonna look really, really cute on. And what makes this even better for that everyday wear that you just never take off is all of their pieces are backed by a 2-year warranty. So whether you are shopping for a gift for a loved one or just want to treat yourself this holiday season, Ana Luisa is having one of their best deals of the year, up to 25% off everything, plus free diamond studs on orders over $250. And honestly, you're not gonna wanna wait, because these studs will sell out fast. So if you wanna check out Ana Luisa, I have put a link down in the description box that you can go and shop for your new favorite jewelry pieces. The next mistake that I definitely made was back in my last apartment. I added some shelf covers in this little tiny nook that was in one of the bathrooms, and I built them from scratch. I made them custom, and they looked so good. But what I didn't take into account was the fact that I made them out of wood, and I put them in a bathroom, and the shelves swelled and got stuck and became a total nightmare to try to get down. I was so scared during that entire removal process that I had totally damaged the walls. Like, it was not pretty, it was not good. I left such big marks in the walls because those swelled, and I had to kind of like wrestle with them to try to get them removed. And so I definitely wish that I would have made those shelves just a little bit smaller than the nook. I kind of made them to the perfect fit, and I think if they would have been just a tiny bit smaller, I would have avoided that problem. They would have removed so easily. I was definitely super scared that I would not get my deposit back in the mail. I ended up putting some spackle over the different marks and then painting over it with like a paint match sample that I found, and it did cover it up pretty well, I will say so myself. And luckily, Alex and I did get our deposit back, so I think I did okay, but oh my gosh, the fear during that removal process was real, because I love to try to show you guys that things can be removed and damage free, and I definitely think that that was a total fail on my part for just not taking into consideration just like measurements and size and just naturally how something would work in a bathroom space that's full of moisture and things. So I will not be doing that the same way again. A lesson learned right there, because yeah, the removal anxiety was so real, and I'm just happy that we got our deposit back at the end of the day, because that one definitely scared me and made me feel like we were not going to. So probably one of the bigger mistakes that I have made with transforming my rental is one that I'm a little bit scared to talk about right here, but I definitely think it needs addressed. And that is turning the second bedroom in this apartment into my craft room. Now, let me just say that when I did that space, I was bringing over an old craft room into this new apartment, and I was working with what I had to just make do, get something set up so that I could start creating videos for you guys. But honestly, as soon as that room was complete, it just was giving me the ick. Like, I was not feeling like myself any time that I was in that room, and I found myself just gravitating away from it. I mean, you guys rarely even see it in my videos anymore. So that room is kind of just feeling like a waste of space, and honestly has just turned into super messy storage where I've just been throwing things in between videos and not even doing any sort of clear organization, which I think is a true representation of just how much I don't care about that room anymore, and how it's not reflecting who I am and who I am growing into and becoming. So I think what the mistake here is not listening to your gut about what you are feeling like a space needs to function as, or how that you should best use it. We are so limited by teeny tiny spaces in our rentals, so taking a room and turning it into something that's not going to work is such a huge waste, because now you just have an unusable room that could have so much more purpose and function. So this is a little bit of a teaser that something new is coming for that room, and I think that it's going to just feel so much better and be so much more useful and practical. And I think that's truly what's going to make this apartment feel more like home, when I finally have a room that works for me. And finally, the last and probably biggest mistake that I have ever made transforming any rental that I have lived in, and that is waiting. Waiting to start living in my space as if it is my own. I feel like as renters, we get that renter paralysis, where we are just afraid to finally start taking action and doing those just small things that make your rental feel like your home. Because just because we don't own where we are currently living, it does not mean that we have to live with blank walls and boring features and the landlord special that is just not great. And I always feel like, even though I'm showing you guys ways to transform your spaces, I fall into that same trap where I'm just afraid to like put a piece of art up on the wall, because what if I don't like it, or what if I want to change it, or what if I put a hole in the wall and now there's a hole in the wall and now I have to spackle it and I don't know what the paint color is to paint over it in case I change my mind or whatever. I just feel like we all need to take this as our sign to start doing the little things that make our spaces our own and make them feel homey and cozy and welcoming. Because whether you're living in your rental for a year or multiple years over time, it is just worth doing those little things that every single day when you come home at the end of the day, you are going to just feel that relief and that calm, because you are in your space. And it doesn't matter that you are paying rent at the end of the day, because I just think that makes the overall real difference. And so yeah, I'm trying to make a promise here to you guys in this video that I am just going to start, and we are going to start doing just the little things to make our rentals feel better. And so if there's been something that you've been putting off, go and do it. Like right when you're done watching this video, go and do it and just hang up that art on the wall that you've just been waiting for, or go get some cute throw pillows that you've been seeing. Just anything that makes you feel a little bit happier in your rented home. home. So I hope you guys have taken away a few things to not do in your rentals and have, through me, learned your lesson of what not to do. Now, let me know down in the comments if there's any of those small changes that you are going to make right now in your apartment. I would love to hear what actions you are going to do, because we are making that promise, like I said, to each other to start doing the small things. And before I go, don't forget to check out Ana Luisa with the link in the description box. That's everything I have for you in this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.